let me introduce ourselves. Besides Mr. Auda Ala Ahmadi, who is the Secretary General, and me as the Technical Manager, Raj, I have here with me 4 of my colleagues. Ms. Noor Talal, she is our Marketing Specialist. Mr. Ranjit, he is helping me and he will be the Technical Committee Coordinator. And Mr. Muhammad Adnan, he is taking care of all our administration, and Mr. Mutaj, he is our public relations, and it's a small team. We are still, we are appointing a marketing manager, HR, admin, finance, and so on. Usual stuff together. So we are still in the budding stage, but most important of all, not us, it's you. Please remember, you are the neurons. You are the neuron. You are gone, we are gone. You are strong, we are strong.
Okay, so this is just an overview of what this presentation contains. First, there will be a short company profile, what the GDA is and what we're all about. Then our founding members and our board of directors, our overall vision and mission and how we aim to achieve those, our core values, value-added proposition, and then the technical committees and streams which you are all part of, and then our membership fees. So what is the GDA? We are basically a non-profit organization. We were established a little over a year ago in August of 2016 through cabinet decree here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Our founding members are obviously from the companies which you all are from, Babco, Saudi Aramco, KMPC, and KPI. With the main intention of bringing together, like Raj said, all the stakeholders in the downstream industry to further develop the industry as a whole. So these are our founding members. Our chairman is the president and CEO of KPI, Mr. Khit Al-Rashidi. Our vice chairman is Suleiman Bargan, VP of Refining and NGL Fractionation in Saudi Aramco. Mr. Ibrahim Talib is our financial secretary, DCE of Babco. And our 4th board member is Mr. Mohammed Ghazi Al-Mutairi, who is the CEO of KMPC. So like we've been talking about throughout this morning is the main vision of the GDA is to become an internationally recognized association that drives and serves as a catalyst for the whole downstream industry. How we aim to achieve this is to basically become a platform where different members, different stakeholders from different associations, different service providers, government or non-governmental bodies throughout the GCC can come together and share knowledge and share best practices. So we don't plan to end at the technical committees. We plan to grow and involve all different members. Like Abu Tariq mentioned this morning, we are intending to start attracting members very soon, hopefully before the end of the year. So all these players will come together and the GDA will be a place where they can share knowledge and exchange information. So these are our core values. Overall, our main core value is to collaborate and become a place for networking and knowledge sharing, like I mentioned. We plan to provide very high quality services that benefit all parties. Innovation and constant development is also one of our main values. We plan to foster excellence in all activities which we plan to be involved in throughout the year. Sustainability is also a priority, and I would say our core value, a summary of what we are, is that we're striving to become a respected institution that acts as a catalyst and drives the overall downstream industry, not just in the GCC but internationally, hopefully in the future. So this is our value-added proposition, which we hope you will help us to promote throughout your various respected companies in the region. So on our website, we're working on developing our existing GDA website to enhance it to become a portal where we plan to build a data bank of information With your help, we plan to populate our website with valuable resources which can be accessed by yourselves, by people of your respected companies, as well as our future members. Also at our offices, so our offices are in the Financial Harbor here in Bahrain. We're located in the GB Corp building. So we plan to hold a physical technical library where anybody can come and borrow any books or any material, any international standards will be all present there in our library. And we invite you all to contribute any resources, any books, any material you feel is useful to members of the downstream industry. We'll also be conducting, like today, technical and leadership events. The GDA will be taking over the previously known as Petrotech. So we're thinking of rebranding that, and next year will be the first time that GDA runs that event here in Bahrain. Sharing knowledge, sharing best practices, like mentioned before, connecting different parties within the industry itself. Also, we plan on using the resource of retirees. We feel as though retirees in the industry leave the workforce without, perhaps without passing on their knowledge and their vast experiences to the youth, to different members of their organizations. So the GDA plans to foster such resource, uses the retirees' experiences, and ensures that we are able to pass them to different members of the industry, so that pool of knowledge is not lost when they leave the workforce. Yes, sure. Yes.
Conferences in the region, like MIBIC, Petrotech, LabTech, and all these. Now next week there will be a very important conference in Kuwait, and most of the companies are getting there. So yeah, this is the upgrade. Yeah, exactly. So I think we need to add the sponsorship of those conferences under our charter as well.
Let's say, part of our work is to hold events, Petrotech, eventually maybe and others, probably will do GDA Summit yearly. Of course, this one, all it has to be supported by the founding and members. And we will do workshop, as I mentioned, and all of this will come. The last point, which is we provide a voice and for the industry members to strengthen. Here we are looking, and eventually we will develop standard and specification for such products, like for gasoline, for diesel, like now Bahrain, different specification, Saudi Arabia, different specification, the same thing Kuwait or Emirates. So we will develop standard and specification, and then through the GCC Supreme Council will pass them and adopt it. So also we will develop certain issues, or we will be the voice. But this won't come until we become very strong at a later time, and people listen to us. Now, of course, this will leave it at the end, but eventually, hopefully, we'll become as strong. But eventually, for the events, for the courses, like I said, already I made collaboration with VOB, soon we'll sign. Already the courses, they will develop, run the courses, we will do the logistics for them, we'll promote the courses to the founding companies and the members when they all join us, and we'll choose really the top courses which is really needed for whether VOB, also Asmentech, Accents, Solomon, all of this.
I think, if you allow me, Abu Tariq, just for the team here, maybe they need to look into those value added to the proposition and core values. Maybe they can come up with better input, and it can enhance the mission of GDA. And the second point I want to highlight, GDA is Gulf Downstream Association, and the downstream is, it has different portfolios. We have the chemical or petrochemical, we have the refining, we have the distribution, terminaling, and so the question right now, are we expecting that those portfolios will be covered under this association, or we will be focusing only on the refining, sector of or the refining portfolio of the downstream?
At the beginning, main focus is going to be refining with gas plant and distribution. Of course, petrochemical and chemical, already there is JEPCA, and already even Sabic is the founding company of JEPCA, and they have been there for 10, 12 years, and they are successful, and we don't want, they are already there, and we will not interfere, and we will collaborate together and complement each other. And of course, when it comes to integration of petrochemical refining, of course there is the aromatics, which is xylene, benzene. Here we might overlap, but it's only 10% as we were talking to them. So because there is no conflict, there is no competition among ourselves, we are completing each other and cooperating together, and we will go and learn from them. So we don't have anything, not even we go and we learn. They have been there in the system, and they already developed system and regulation. We might benefit from them.
Last point for the team consideration, there is the American Fuels and Petrochemical Association. Okay, so they combine both the fuels or the refining and the terminal with the petrochemical. That this is a great association that we can learn from. Okay, and we can see where it is. Yeah, it is a very successful organization worldwide. So maybe we can look at it. The team need to look at it, and we can benefit from this.
We are going to collaborate with association, WBC. We're writing now to WBC. We will with universities, with the societies, chemical engineering society, mechanical, civil. So we have to work together, because we'll benefit from them, and they support us. So of course there will be collaboration.
Excuse me. First, I would like to thank the organizing committee and the technical team for the efforts have been put so far to make this material. I echo my colleague Muhammad's suggestion that those value-added proposition we need to scrutinize, and we need to provide our input. Because to me, I see a very big value of this DGA is to provide access to decision and policy makers in the region. Because like what you said, we are going to change the specification, we are going to diversify our portfolio. I think there is a very critical element in the establishment of this committee. We need to define our charter. Yes, we have the petrochemical organization, association, we have Petrotech, and we have others in the region. So I think we need to define our role. Is it refining only? Which I don't think this will address the overall picture of downstream. Or is it just only part of the downstream or the overall downstream? Others out of this committee are not aware that we are talking only about refining when we say downstream. I think this is a very key element. And to me, I think we need to add also other organizations. By coincidence, I was last week in Japan for 2 weeks, and I had the executive management of ADNOC there, and they are not aware of this. And I was surprised. I think ADNOC is a very big partner. They are going through transformation like us in Saudi Aramco, and also KNPC and KOC. We have big transformation, and ADNOC is now moving so fast. And they have an announcement tomorrow, I think, for their diversification as well. I think ADNOC has to be part of us. And if you don't mind, Mr. Oda, I would like to emphasize on our role to review those value added and even the charter. As long as we are part of this establishment, we need to have that opportunity to participate with it. That's all I have.
For ADNOC, they were approached at the beginning, and also Orbic, which is the Oman. Of course, there's some politics because of JIPCA. So, but now, actually next week, the chairman and myself going to ADNOC, meeting with them. So, and I think they're coming, but at the beginning, there was some politics with, they thought we are competing, or, which is not the case. We are complementing each other. Next week, actually, November 9, we are going to be in ADNOC. Orbic, they said, no problem, they're coming there, just they want to wait for ADNOC and then they will join. So, yes? Sure, Sure, I agree. This is why we said that downstream. This will accept petrochemical and chemical, which is already there is association. We'll leave that one. Okay, we might overlap 10% when it comes to aromatics, benzene, xylene, that one. Because now there is no refinery by itself. The trend is to go for integration.
To have the outtake from this discussion, the integration of this association with JIPCA might be another option that we need to think about. Okay, so JIPCA is well established, founded 2006. It's well developed. Their charter is well, maintained, and team members there, all at high executive level. So JIPCA as association versus GDA, there should be a thought of the integration, but not now, maybe later on.
Exactly. The comments on the side of the people made, but as we are, we're maturing as a new organization for refining, as Abu said, they all mentioned that we will focus on refining as we start. We are maturing, and as we develop and get mature, it is the venue then to collaborate with JIPCA and other organizations. So I like honestly the excitement, and we are all optimistic about this organization. So let's start with the technical bodies that we have, and then inshallah we will develop to a much mature things. You're talking about the integration part. Really, it's outstanding and it's needed. Yet the processes that applies for refining applies to JIPCA, and applies to petrochemical, and applies to integration part. Especially when you talk about maintenance and reliability, operation excellence, leadership, and all of these applies in terms of business processes and excellence. We can excel in this, and then inshallah we can integrate later on as we mature.
Yeah, I think we do need probably to limit ourselves at the beginning. We can have the scope, as we said, downstream. And at the beginning, maybe we think, yes, there might be another association which has similar. It's okay, we can collaborate with them. We may compete with them for the best interest of our industry. We want eventually our industry in the Gulf area to develop, to do better, and we will never have really, it doesn't make sense that we will have one association is doing everything. So it's okay, we will collaborate, we will help each other. In certain areas we might compete. It's okay, it's acceptable. And that's everywhere in any civil area and everywhere internationally. We could have two society which they have similar, which they are and they complement, and they collaborate and they compete at the same time. Yeah.
Okay, so these are just the 8 technical streams which we are all part of. So tomorrow you'll be divided per stream and work together on the charter and any improvements you would like to make on that. So I'll skip that part. These are the key deliverables. Most of it we've already discussed. So you mentioned participating in events. So organizing and hosting conferences, seminars, and workshops will be one of our main mandates at the GDA. We will be participating in all of your respective companies' events that are happening in Kuwait and Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, and also taking over Petrotech starting next year. A new thing is promoting the induction of local talents. Any academic institutions, whether in Bahrain, Saudi, Kuwait, or any of the regional universities, we want to ensure that the raw materials and the students that are leaving these institutions are studying the things that are required by the industry leaders in the region and internationally. And this is just a breakdown of the types of memberships we'll be advertising. So we have our 4 founding members, and like Abu Tariq mentioned, ADNOC and ORPIC will hopefully be our future founding members of the GDA. But other than that, we'll also be approaching people for full associate membership and business partners. And these are the annual fees which we will be charging. And based on the type of company, you will be assigned a type of membership. So each category will have a different benefits, which we are working on defining right now. This may include access to different resources on our website, access to different workshops which we'll be hosting, and seminars. So these are the 3 types of memberships. Yes. You can either be a company that, for example, a refiner will be a full member, and that company will have a certain number of access points to our website to access the data bank. You can also be an individual. Yeah, so the 4 founding member companies are not part of this. Yeah. Academic institute. Too low. Encourage.
For full membership, you need to charge more. It also gives like some kind of prestige to the GDA. Otherwise, everybody will join for
Let's start.
Of course.
But believe me, we are thinking better. Because what I'm thinking, not only I looked at JIPCA, I looked at WRA, and I looked at WDC. We want creating a nucleus technical team within our organization that will help, like an issue. Right?
Give the microphone, let him speak. Others
okay.
are not.
They couldn't solve it. No, cannot solve it here. We have somebody there
There is more
to, to study on it.
Yeah.
So we want to be an excellent center, more than just event or courses or
Do you have any idea about AFPA annual fee, membership fee?
Of
The AFPA,
The American
Fuels.
no, I don't.
It is on their website. Maybe we
Okay,
need to
we'll
check.
look at it. We'll look at it. Okay.
In the US there are many.
But this
There are
is
many, and
this one is the most dominating. It used to call
FPA, NMPA,
NPA.
National
NBRA.
NBRA.
Yes. It used to be NBRA. They just changed
The name,
the name
to
because
FPA.
they include also the petrochemicals. So they merge the petrochemicals with the. Yes. This is the. So now it's called AFPA, American Fuels and Petrochemical Association. Okay, they just changed the name and they included the petrochemicals. Yeah, BRA. So this is the.
So is that all, Selvi?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll yeah. Introduce yourself.
Riyam Naeem from Saudi Aramco. I work for the Mosaic Refining and NGL. I'm an HR supervisor, and currently I'm a journalist for Barcelona Refinery, just work a very long time. I am honored to be with you guys. Excuse me, I had severe circumstances. I was planning to come early.
No
but,
problem.
Things happen.
No problem.
Anyways, I'm here. Glad to meet you all.
Thank you. Welcome. Welcome.
Can we have group photo?
We will. What's that? What's that sound? Yeah. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are close to the lunch time, and what we will do is we'll have a group photograph. Our cameraman, are you ready? Where do you want? Here?
Sure.
Yeah, come. Thank you. So we now break for lunch.